Hey everybody, Kyle here, also known as Acid Rain 64, and welcome back to another part of Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last part we began the Woodfall Temple, and so far we've gotten, I believe, 7 stray fairies, the map, and the compass. So we're ready to continue on. So in the last part we lit that torch, and unlike in Ocarina of Time, where only torches that look like that gray one actually stay lit, I assume that, well, actually not every torch that is like that wooden one will stay lit. I think, like, if they open up a door or something, then they stay lit. But it's just kind of weird how that one in particular is, like, always lit. Anyways, so, another thing to mention real quick is there's these moths that fly around the torches, and for some reason, if you get too close to them, or if you have a Deku stick that's lit, they'll actually follow you. And they can be a bit annoying, but they're not that bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue up the steps. And be careful, I sense a lot of evil here. Okay, and by evil, I guess she means these black things, which are actually called black bows. There's another variety that is completely made of snow. Just a little side note to point out. But they're not bad, but in this room they can be a little annoying, because you can't really see them coming. And there is a decent amount of them. And we do need to make sure we kill all of them, so the good thing to do in this room when you first come in is just go along like the outside of it, and you should make every one of these spawn. Okay, and that was all of them. So let's see what we got for that. And it's a stray fairy. Okay, that's our 8th one. So now we need to light all of these torches. So let's do that. So again, just kind of go around the outside of the room, and I think I did this in like the opposite way of what I would normally do it, but it still works out. And these ones I don't think stay lit until you have them all lit, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. Okay, no stray fairies in this room, but this is actually one of the most, probably the only dangerous room in this dungeon. And it's not even really dangerous, it's just really annoying. Because if you fall, you'll pretty much end up back on the first floor. So you'll have to go through all the crap that you did to get to this point. But probably the best thing to do is actually take out as many of these dragonflies as you can. I think there's only 2 in this room. But if you can take out at least one of them, then you'll be doing pretty good, and you'll have less things that, well, those are the only things that can knock you down. So I guess that's a good reason to do that. But it's not too difficult. Just make sure you avoid them, and then you can make it to the other side, and we can see where this takes us. Okay, so it looks like we are back in this room with the giant flower, or the wooden flower, whatever you want to call it. And before we do anything else, let's grab that fairy. And there's still one more that we got to get in this room, but we will get it very soon enough. Okay, so if we step on this, that makes a ladder appear. Actually, 2 ladders. So if we happen to fall down in this room, we can very easily get back up, so no worries there. And let's see. In this room, I guess the only way we can really go is over here. Okay, we cleared this room of stray fairies. Okay, what do we got? And we got a gecko thingamajigger. Probably the best thing for this guy is to just have your Deku Nuts equipped. And I'm pretty sure, just like in Ocarina of Time, the Deku sticks are actually stronger than your sword? Yeah, definitely. Whoa, that was actually kind of cool. I don't know how he did that, because I think our stick was broke. Unless Link automatically pulled back out his sword. Oh, okay. We have like half a stick. But it all worked out. So anyways, in this chest we can get ourselves the dungeon item, which is the hero's bow. Okay. So in basically each of the dungeons in this game, the dungeon item is just an arrow upgrade. So we got ourselves the hero's bow, which just has normal arrows, and then in the other 3 dungeons we will get actually, I know in the next 2 dungeons we'll get other things that will change how our arrows work. And then I think in the last dungeon you just get a mask, which is kind of important, and we'll see that much later in the game. Alright, so now with our bow, we can go ahead and shoot that eye. And that just makes that flower move up and down. So we need to do that because we still need to find out where the dungeon key is. That's the only thing we need still. We got ourselves the dungeon item, we have the map and the compass, but we still need to find out where the boss is and how to get inside of it. Or inside of the boss door, not inside of the boss. Okay, so this frog looks dangerous, and this is a gecko. I think the other guy is a oh, I forget the name of it, but it's a regular Zelda enemy. Okay, so we hit him a few times, and he summons an ass crack. Alright, so now what we need to do here is, just like if we were fighting one of these things normally, we have to hit it while it goes over us when we're in a flower. And when we do that, it knocks the gecko off. And he actually decides to climb up a wall. But we can just shoot him down. And he'll always go back to the ass crack. So there's nothing you can actually do to prevent that. And the only thing about that actually sucks is that it makes the boss fight a little longer than if you could just hit him multiple times. But again, this isn't too bad. Okay, I think we just need to hit him one more time. Okay. Let's see if we can just aim and do this. Oh. Yeah, forget it. I'm not gonna hit him. Okay, so we got him. And he turns into a frog, which is kind of weird and out of place. But one thing I want to point out, and something you should keep in mind, is these frogs are actually really important. And we'll actually see them in one other dungeon. So just a good thing to keep in mind if you're going for 100%. Alright, so this fancy looking chest probably holds something really important. And it has the boss key. So now we can get to the boss of this dungeon. We just need to find out where he is. But one thing I want to say real quick is we only have 9 stray fairies. And there's 15 in this dungeon. So before we get too crazy, we want to make sure we have all of the stray fairies before we leave this dungeon, or else we'd have to backtrack into here, and that would not be too enjoyable. Now, one thing I want to do real quick before we leave here, or before we proceed on with the dungeon, is I actually want to go back to that room that I said had the fairy in a bubble, and it was like below the boardwalk thing. I want to go back there. Shit, I just can't. I don't remember where it is. I think it's the other side. So I was actually heading there at first, but then I second-guessed myself. Yes, okay. So let's get over here. And this is kind of tricky because you have to hit it from pretty much an angle. Well, not really an angle, but you just have to get it so that you can look underneath the boardwalk and hit it. Okay, so let's see. Should be able to get it from here. There we go. And the fairy will automatically come to us, so let's go ahead and head over here. Okay. Alright, so that's all the fairies in this room. And I think in the last room before the boss in this dungeon, there is 3 or 4 stray fairies. So once we get there, we should have, I think, 11 fairies, which we're pretty on point. There's one in this room, and I think like I said, the last 4 are in the last room of the dungeon. Okay, so what do we do here? Well, over here there is a switch, and actually I'm gonna be safe, and I'm just gonna use the Steku flower. I think you can make the jump if you just go at it as Link, but I think the better alternative is to just fly over here. Okay, so that makes a chest appear all the way over there. And let's go ahead and grab that. We do have to go down anyways. Okay. So, I said that there was another stray fairy in this room, and you can kind of guess that that's what this is going to be. Okay, so that's our 11th stray fairy, and that is the last one in the room, and the last one before the last 4, so we don't have to worry about stray fairies for now. Okay, oh. Yeah, so just like in the swamp, the water in this dungeon is actually poisonous, but there is a way we can clear that out. It's just a matter of doing it. Okay, so here is a very conveniently placed torch, and there's an unlit torch. So if we actually aim our arrow right, we can catch it on fire and light the torch. It's actually one of the coolest things that you can do in this game, like with the whole physics of it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so we did that, and the only other thing we need to do, because we still have this locked door here behind us, you just have to find a way to get it unlocked. Okay, I remember what we have to do. So, if you look right over there, there is an unlit torch. So let's see if we can do that same thing again. There we go, first try. That usually takes me a few tries, but I'm becoming quite a skilled marksman, if I do say so myself. Okay, so we come in here, and there's the boss door right across the way. So, the only thing we need to do before we actually go in there is get the last stray fairies, and then we'll be pretty set. So the way this room is actually set up is there is all of these little indentations on the wall here, and you do have to climb them all up, and there should be 3 stray fairies in these little areas. So here's one. If we can get it, there we go. It's our 13th one, and then the last 2 should be right across here. So, okay, there's number 14. And the map of this room looks like a 6-toed foot of some kind of weird giant thing. Just noticed that. Okay, and there's the last stray fairy. So quick, take them all to their same colored fairy. Hello, buddy. Oh boy, that felt great. Okay, so now what we have to do, and I guess we can do it from this side. There is a switch here in the middle, go ahead and kill these dragonflies just because. Okay. So there are these pillars here in the middle that are on fire, but if we hit this switch, it actually deactivates those, but it is only temporary. So, and I think I might have messed this up already. Or not. I think we actually did it okay. Because that fire doesn't stay down forever. And if you're actually in a flower when it comes back on, I think you end up burning up. But anyways, so let's go across here. There's those rupees on the pillar if you want to get them, but I don't really think it's worth it, because then you have to climb all the way back up those. But anyways, let's enter the boss room. And there's no need to fight this boss as a Deku Scrub. Let's see what we got. Masked Jungle Warrior Odolwa. Okay, so I mentioned in the last part when we actually started this dungeon that the music for this dungeon actually fit the boss really well. And this is what I mean, because it is kind of tribal sounding. And I'm not sure if we can actually hit him with the Deku sticks, because it looked like it didn't do any damage to him. Let's see. Okay. So basically what you're going to be doing is just stunning him with arrows. And I'm actually running out of arrows. I don't want to do that. Okay. Oh. Alright. Let's quit trying to use sticks on him, because I don't think it's working. But yeah, the best thing to do is just wait until he dashes at you. Or dances like an idiot. And then you can stun him and then wail on him with your sword. Oh. Uh-oh. So this is actually like the second stage of the fight. And this is actually something I rarely get to. Because at this point, I usually have him killed. But I'm taking way longer than I usually do. Okay, and I think he was about to summon some, like a bunch of those moths that we saw with the fire earlier. Okay. Let's see. Darn it. This guy is actually really easy to fight. I'm just missing all of my hits. There we go. And one more? I think one more. Yeah, he is trying to summon his moths. Which I think he actually only does that near the end of the fight. Oh, come on! I'm actually out of arrows. That doesn't really happen a lot in this fight. Oh, that's cheap. Oh, there goes the moths. And those things suck. Can I actually hit him? Oh my gosh. This is probably the worst time I've ever had with this fight. Okay. Here's what we need to do. If he has the moths, well, you can let him do that, or you can just throw a bomb at him, and it kills them all. Okay. Okay, enough with the jump attacking. That's where I was screwing myself. Anyways, that's it with that fight. Sorry about that. That was probably the worst run I've ever had with that boss. But we did it. So we'll grab a heart container and then see what comes next. You seized Odolwa's remains. You have just freed the innocent spirit that this dark mask had kept imprisoned within the body of evil Odolwa. What's that? Wait, listen, it seems to be saying something. Could that crying be its way of teaching us some sort of melody? Don't just stand there, get your instrument. You learn the Oath to Order. Call us. That's what it's saying. The 4 people Tail talked about. Do you think he was talking about the spirit that was sealed inside that mask? Oh, hey, you were pretty good out there. Have you done this before or what? Now just keep up that pace and save the other 3. Hey, all that stuff I did to you, your horse, I apologize. Sorry. There, I apologize, so don't hold it against me, got it? Now then, we've helped the princess just like the monkey asked. So now our next stop is in the mountains. Let's hurry and do something about that Skull Kid. Okay, so what's this? Alright, so we learned that the spirit that we rescued from Odolwa is actually one of the 4 people Tail was telling us about when we first encountered the Skull Kid on top of the clock tower. So what we need to do is head to all 4 parts of Termina and rescue these sealed spirits, and then they'll help us do something with that Skull Kid. So next thing we need to do, looks like there's someone in there, but we'll see what's up with them in the next part. So if you like this part, please feel free to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next part when we go ahead and do some post Woodfall Temple things. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.